navigate to the Master Schedules tab. And we've discussed some of this in the slot schedules, but we'll continue now discussing again and probably refreshing a couple of things with Master Schedules. It's important to remember that there are multiple ways in which we can lay out a screen. We can lay out a screen in a split screen where there's browser on the left, which is either interactive, allowing your users, your clients, your customers to be able to interact with the browser, or it could be a non-interactive browser that is just using streaming media, and you set up streaming media schedules, and we'll show that in managing screens and how you can do that. But in the split screen, the left side is really not involved in terms of the media items that you've uploaded in your library, established media attributes for, and built slot schedules. That left browser side has nothing to do with that. And if you go full screen browser only, then of course there is no schedule involved. If we look at that and I go full screen browser only, let's see, make sure I select that. Okay, when I go full screen browser only, I don't see any schedule slots. And this is just up here, the screen layout is just an aid for me to think, how do I think about building my master schedule? So full screen browser only, there are no master schedules. I'm not dealing with any of the media items in the media library at all. It's only the browser that I'm using the LifeSignsWeb to control browser content and filter content for a browser experience where people don't have an address bar. They can just go in and navigate only the buttons that you allow them to have. So in full screen browser only, we don't have it, but in every other configuration, whether it's split screen or add panel only or add panel with a pop-up browser, where it's a full screen add panel, but the browser, the pop-up browser, like if you have a Wii remote that you're using, which is one of our options, when you grab the Wii remote, then the browser pops up and the ads go away. And then when you put down the Wii remote after 30 seconds, then it comes back to the ad panel. So in any of those configurations where we have add panel only, add panel with pop-up browser, or split screen, we're going to be dealing with master schedules. A master schedule is where the slot schedules that we've previously built, which build up the items that are the media items that are going to be in a schedule, and how long they run for, and the sequence of media item to media item. The master schedule says for each of those slot schedules, which slot schedules do we want in this sort of overall grand schedule that's going to be of media items that go to the actual screen that we're going to push out to the screen. And so, in fact, if we go to manage screens, you'll get a look, kind of a preview at this. When we select the screen we're gonna push to, I'll pick the showroom floor, for example. I'm going to push a master media schedule to that screen, and that's what's going to go out to that screen for display. And whatever I've named it here, that data, as soon as I press this button, it's going to that screen. So that is the master media schedule in practice. Now let's come back here and set one up. So let's say I'm going to create a new master schedule, and we'll call it tutorial. Tutorial master schedule. Okay, I'm going to create the new master schedule. And I'll come down here, I'll see tutorial master schedule. Then I'll just select what I'm going to have in each slot. So here, min 1, for example, and min 2, min 3, and so forth. And so by picking these items that come into these, and I can pick anything. I'll pick women 2 for E and maybe women 5 for F. So now when I save the changes to this, what'll happen is when I save the changes to this, what will happen is, that master schedule is here now. It's full screen add panel only. I can preview to see what it's going to be. Okay, so that's going to be what it is. Again, Said this a bunch of times, but make sure that pop-ups are enabled on your browser so that you can see previews. And that's pretty much it. So if I want to come back in and change what's in slot A for that master schedule, I can change it and then save those changes, and then that's there. Now, when I'm looking at the schedules that I'm going to be pushing out to the screens, and I'll pick my screen again, then I can come in here, for example, and look, and I should see tutorial master schedule. So that's the schedule that I'm going to be pushing out. I'm going to preview it, make sure it's what I'm looking for, and it is. And so that's how I build a master schedule. And then whatever, two things about this. Whatever is in this schedule, let me pull it back up, tutorial. Whatever are in the slot schedules for each of the, for the master schedule, each of the slot schedules, whatever is in that slot, it has a subschedule, the slot schedule, and it's going to run the media items that are in that slot. And again, if there are media items that are going to be bigger than 720 by 300, they would need to be in a slot that would allow that media item to expand to that size. So you need to be mindful of that. And then, of course, to make sure that you're building up, if you're going to be using a split screen configuration, when you're building your master schedule, you should build it in this screen layout so that it will apply appropriately, because you're going to be doing a split screen. And you need to make sure that you do that, because if you build your master schedule in the non-split screen configuration, but you use it in a split screen configuration, it's not going to look the way you expect, so, or hope. So make sure that you're using the correct layout when you're building the master schedules. And that's it. Again, if you want to delete a master schedule, select it, click on delete, and then you'll come down here and you sure you want to delete it? And the answer is yes, and then it's gone. So that's it for master schedules.